you.
Yeah.
Love it. Meanwhile, while Pat is like running his dog's Instagram, and they're famous with their Kevin Costner follower, Nick, you like are balancing the life of being a dad and a husband. I mean, you both are, but like you talked about this earlier, you're from this area, from Anderson originally, but of course right down the road. And so lifelong Clemson fan. And now to have the blessing of being here, working as your livelihood, like this is your career, but you've got a wife and daughter who get to be a part of all this too. Just speak to being a kid growing up around here and now being able to live this every day.
Absolutely. Well, you know, at one point I always wanted to play. You always want to play at Clemson, right? I wasn't physically blessed like Adam here, where I could just run a 4.3 or whatever. He's super, super talented. But, you know, I always wanted, like I said, either play here or be a part of the program. So being able to do that and have my family here with me, you know, I met my wife here. My mom and dad live here. It's been a dream come true. But, you know, a lot of that, too, a lot of good with this program is just with Coach Sweeney, you know, us being able to have our families here with us coming up, even when we're working long nights, we're doing recruiting or we're doing whatever, you know, we have a wives trip or the bowl game, like being able to have them with us is really cool. It's just really unique. You don't see that at a lot of places. So it means a lot to me, it means a lot to my family, and we love it here.
Yeah, I want you both really to talk about how that allows you to help manage really the stress of a job better, because as you mentioned, a lot of places don't offer that, but there's certainly a stress in your job. How you manage that and how this program helps make it a little bit easier to manage too.
Yeah, no doubt. I think even for me specifically, my wife, she's in the football family. Her dad's a head football coach, so she kind of knows the time commitment that it takes for me. But being able to just have them come up here in this facility, just being open to whether they're coming to eat dinner on Wednesday nights or they're coming to, you know, just come to practice, just being able to see them amidst a busy day is it's special, and definitely helps me because, you know, this job, everybody that works in this business knows there's days where it's tough. There's more good than bad, but being able to have them here, and I think Pat would say the same thing, just it makes a difference, and definitely makes you appreciate being at Clemson.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, I've been a lot of places before, and it's certainly not the norm everywhere to have families and kids and all that around, and so that part is special and different and unique about Clemson, and you know, I think kind of somewhat similar to like when Nick says, I'm lucky, like my wife is an athletic trainer as well, so she's worked college football and all that, so very lucky to have her. She gets it, you know, understands the life and the hours and all of that. But being in a small town too, where it's just easy for her to come on up to the facility, and or if I need to run home and get something real quick, whatever it is, and being at a place where that's acceptable. And you know,
Dennis out the cage
and encourage, right? Yeah, Dennis busted out of the cage that day. Had to go run home and get him, or he got sprayed by a skunk. You know, had to go get him, and you know, those things. So it's not only accepted, it's encouraged here. You know, so it's different, and it ain't like that everywhere.
Adam, can you speak to it from a player's perspective, right? So you talked about how these two really help solidify that you made the right decision about coming to Clemson, but from the athlete's perspective, and now being, you know, 2 years in as far as being a part of the program, your thoughts on, you know, what continues to make this the right decision for you?
You know, just the family atmosphere, and, you know, Coach Sweeney leading the program in the right direction, and just being that driving force that he wants everybody to succeed on and off the field. It just really means a lot to me, and I know a lot of players, because a lot of players coming up in college football, they aren't taught and trained to do the right thing, like off the field, you know, because they're praised for their athleticism and things of that nature. I feel like social media is getting better at that, you know, just trying to make sure kids are doing the right thing off the field too. But, you know, here at Clemson, it's just different when you have to when you're held accountable for actions that may not be the best, helping you best off the field. So I just really do appreciate them holding us accountable and letting us know that this game is going to end eventually. And if you don't get your degree, or, you know, you aren't a good citizen, or you aren't a good person, it's not going to end well for you. And I just really, they show a lot of care, and you have people like here, like Nick and Pat, just you get to come in and they see have a smile on their face every single day. So it's not like doom and gloom ever here. So, it's tough some days. I'm not gonna say that it's not. It's college football, and some days you come in here like on 5:30 on a mat drill, and you don't want to be here, but you get up and do it anyway for not yourself but your teammates and the people in the facility that believe in you. So it's a lot of belief and a lot of things that are instilled in you when you come in here at this program that just give you the self-confidence that makes you think that you can do anything.
A couple of things that you mentioned that I'd love for you to keep going further down that road. So earlier in our conversation, you talked about your mental health when working through and managing recovery from an injury. And then just now you also mentioned how fans, outsiders of this program typically only highlight or really accentuate what you guys do on the field, and that's celebrated, but your day in and day out is a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot that goes into being a student and an athlete. And on top of that, if you are managing something like an injury, will you just speak to your day in the life as an athlete, and then maybe just something that you would want people to know about the athlete's perspective when they are managing being a student, being an athlete, and maybe even managing your mental health in an injury?
Well, yeah, it's not easy. That's what I would start out with. A lot of people see you on the field or on Instagram, and they think it's just easy, which it's not. You put a lot of work in to get to this place, and you got to continue to work to get to the goals that you set for yourself a long time ago. And, as a typical day in an athlete, in the off season, you probably wake up. If you're not in, mat drills or, other things like, just or on Friday, you probably wake up around 6:45, 5:30 to 6:45 each day, go work out, and you have class, and you probably have tutoring. You probably come back in and do some extra. You get to go home at 5. But in the season, it's like you're waking up and you're going all the time. Like even Nick and Pat can tell you too. In the season, it's just a different type of grind, that people don't understand. They're like, oh, well, why don't you just come out? No, I can't literally come out with y'all. I have to go to a meeting. I have to, run routes, or sometimes people just don't understand what's all that's put into it. They just see you out there with the jersey on and, oh, he's a great player and he just got there because he's good. But it's a lot of work that people don't see. And we just made a post and it said when the band isn't playing, that's when we're working, and that's literally what's happening. We had a shirt that said, I thought I was wearing it, but we had a shirt that said last year 350 because you're working all 350 days out of the year, and then you get to play only about 15, or as in this case, this year 13. So it's a lot of work that goes into it, and a lot of people don't see it. So, but like in mental health aspect of it, you just gotta stay locked in, because if you don't, you can go down a path that isn't great for you. And sometimes due to injury, you can't control injury. So when people get injured, sometimes when you take football away from them, they don't know what to do. So I try to encourage the young guys to get into something that's not related to football when you have spare time, on the weekends and things of that nature, so that you can kind of fall back on that. And also, I appreciate Coach Swinney pushing the importance of getting a degree, because you don't ever know when you're going to get injured. And when you do, you have to have something to fall back on.
Who's the best golfer sitting here?
Not me.
Quite terrible.
Yeah, I ain't great, but yeah.
Your roommate. How's Kate? Is Kate pretty good?
No, he's all right. He's fine. He's, average. But,
Dylan, though.
Dylan, yeah. I heard Dylan is solid. She's
Dylan Barron and
the training room.
He is.
He's pretty.
Is really Barrett good. Really any good?
No. Barrett who?
Carter.
No, sir. No.
You heard that right here.
No,
he said what he said.
We can go. I'll probably go out there and beat Barrett right now, and I've had a set of clubs for 3 months.
DJ Gordon, very good golfer.
Okay, all right.
I've heard the same thing.
Yeah. So, but
there wasn't much
Beach
agreement there. He was just like, yeah.
I've seen it.
I've never seen him play.
I've never played with him, but I've heard he's pretty good.
Okay, well, Myrtle Beach, golf
Tell them
capital of
you're
America.
like meet me on the course. Is that what you're saying? Well,
yeah. I actually live on a golf course. Like they
back home?
Yes, they hit balls over like the golf cart path, and it like can hit our house.
Really?
Yeah,
You get them in your backyard?
yeah, all the time.
Keep them?
No, as a kid, me and Austin would collect them and like sell them for 25 cents a ball, and we thought we were like making real money when we get like $50. But looking back at it, now you could barely afford a Chick-fil-A meal, me and him. So, but yeah, we actually live on a golf course, and I can't golf, so shout out to my dad for that one.
Dang.
I want to.
Jerome's a goat.
Nah, Jerome is the GOAT. So Jerome and Wanda, GOAT parents. But